Hey everyone, and welcome to the show today. Today I'm going to talk about weight loss using energetic releases, and I am really happy to be here and talking about this topic. This is one of those topics which I don't talk about much, but I really enjoy talking about it at the same time. So, like a few years ago, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, I did a program which was called Change Your Body with Ease. And basically, hi Gianluca, good to see you live. So, in this program that I did, Change Your Body with Ease, what I actually wanted to present was that I wanted to do a weight loss program which had no effort, absolutely. And basically, it was a 4-week program, and every week there was a theme. Hi Sylvia, good to have you live. So every week, we worked on one area of weight loss, and I'm going to talk about the 4 areas presently. And basically, people got a recording, an audio recording, and all they had to do was they had to play the audio. And the good part about the audio was that you did not even have to like consciously listen to the audio. You could just put it on really low volume and play it in the house, and your body started to change. So this was my concept of energetic weight loss. And I think I had about 50-60 people who went through the program, and a lot of them had a lot of change occur. So today I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. I'm going to talk about the 4 things that we worked on in the 4 weeks, and why I think it was so effective in creating that change in our body. Okay, so the 4 things that are responsible for weight. Okay, the first thing, the number one thing, is judgment of your body. Okay, so whatever you judge your body, so if you think that you are fat, if you think that you are obese, if you think you've got a double chin or whatever it is, you are going to create that in your body. Like your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your beliefs, your judgments, these become like self-fulfilling prophecies, right? According to the law of attraction, whatever you think, you actually create. So it's not actually what you're thinking in your conscious mind, because obviously consciously nobody thinks that they want to put on weight, right? And consciously people are continuously thinking, oh, I'd like to lose this weight, and I want to be slim and trim and whatever. But nobody really is thinking that I want to be fat and obese. So how is it that then you end up creating the excess weight in your body? Because it's not your conscious mind which is creating it, it is your subconscious mind, it is your unconscious mind which is creating it. So interestingly, in this 4-week program that I did, people had the most change occur in the first week itself. And the first week was all about no judgment of bodies. Okay? And literally what I had people do was that as soon as they signed up for the program, I had them go and fill out a form. And the form had some really specific questions, and there were questions to do with judging their body. How do you feel about your body, describe in detail, and things like that. And based on what people filled out in the form, I created a recording. And I created a recording so that everything that people judged about their bodies, I included all of that, and I created a recording. And this was just about the physical appearance of the body, as it were. So, you know, it was like the most common things was, you know, having a belly, or having a double chin, or, you know, looking like a dump, and things like that, you know. So people had some really, really specific things that they put in. And what was really interesting was that just, you know, playing this recording of No Judgment of Bodies, people actually changed some physical conditions in their bodies. Like there was this one lady who had PCOD, and she reported that, you know, she got her menstrual cycle, and for the first time in years it wasn't painful, and it was like a normal period. It wasn't excessive, it wasn't scanty, it was a normal period. Some other people, they reported that, you know, the joint pains that they had been having, those disappeared. Someone else was in the middle of a move, and she, you know, even after moving her things and everything, she found that her body was like, she was still energetic, and it was going great. One of the things that I noticed personally was, hi Mariella, good to have you live. So one of the things that I noticed personally for me was that, you know, my judgment of myself when I looked in photographs, or when I looked at videos of myself and things like that, it completely vanished. So I became like, how many of you, tell me, how many of you, you know, you look at a picture of you, or you look at a video of you, and you just, you know, kind of cringe inside, you know? So that thing completely vanished. And what started to occur was that I started to do so many more Facebook Lives and things like that in front of people. So this was like a great big change which occurred for people just by playing that recording just in the first week of the program. The second week of the program was all about eating, right? So like, you know, when you ask people, why do you think you can't lose weight? Most people will tell you it's because of the amount of the food that I eat, or it's about the type of food that I eat, and all of that. And actually it's nothing to do with what you're eating or what you're not eating. It's actually what you are eating is your judgments, right? It is totally you're eating your judgments. So for example, if you have a piece of potato, and while eating it, you are going in your mind, oh my God, I'm eating a potato, I'm going to put on weight. Or if you're eating something fried and you're saying, oh, you know, if I eat this, I'll have so many calories and whatever. Remember, your thoughts become like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And the thing is that these thoughts are so insidious. They are kind of somewhere layered down. So on one level, you're aware of the thoughts, they're not even conscious, but you will still override those thoughts. Oh no, never mind, I'm still eating it, I like a potato, and you will eat it. So it's not, the problem is not in eating the potato, but the problem is telling yourself that if you eat that potato, you're going to put on weight. So it was a lot to do with, you know, your thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs, judgments around food and eating, right? And so the week 2 was all about food. So again, based on the form that people had filled out, you know, I created an audio which was to do with food, which was to do with cravings, all the common things that people think make them put on weight, like carbohydrates and fats and sugar and, you know, all kinds of things like that, right? So week 2 was all about, you know, judgments related to food and, you know, letting go of those judgments. Week number 3 was all about movement. Like if you go anywhere and you know, tell anyone that I want to lose weight, people will recommend, oh, you need to go to the gym to work out, or you need to go running, or you need to do this, or you need to do that, you know. So it's all to do with exercise and workout and movements and things like that. And more often than not, people will tell you to do something which you really don't enjoy doing, and it's really so difficult for you to do that. And so you tell anyone, a lot of people, you tell them you need to go work out, you need to do this, you need to do that, and they will have such a strong resistance to you, right? So week number 3 was all about, moving in ways that your body enjoys, right? So moving that you're doing movement that your body enjoys doing and things like that. So I again created a recording based on what people had filled out in the form. Hi Sabina. Sylvia says, I always try to love what I see on the mirror, but it isn't always easy. Yes, that's absolutely true, because you cannot force yourself to you cannot love force yourself to love what you don't actually love, because you could be looking at your body and saying I love you, but then in your mind you might be going, but I have a pregnant tummy, or I have these bulges on my arms, and whatever it may be. And I'll tell you about a little exercise that I had people do. So week number 3 was all about movement, all about exercise, and I created the audios which were helping them release all the judgments that they had about exercise, and all the all the resistance they had about exercise. And I remember putting on this one segment which was about resistance to going to the gym. And what I found surprisingly was that I used to hate going to the gym. And for me, what I used to love was either being outside, so going for a walk out in the nature. Or the second thing that I would do when it gets really hot here, because I live in Abu Dhabi and it gets really, really, really hot in the summer, is that I do workouts using YouTube videos. So I have like a few people whom I love, and I will normally do my workouts following one of them. Right, so these were the 2 things I used to do, and I used to find the gym really, really boring, right? But in that that program that I did, there was this one bit of the recording which was like all your resistance to going to the gym, right? And I used to play the recordings as well. And what I found was that in the summer that year, I actually started going to the gym. And I started going to the gym and working out in the gym for an hour and a half. And it was only after a few weeks that I realized, wow, I'm coming to the gym and I'm not getting bored, and I'm really enjoying myself. So that program, that recording, it changed so many things on so many levels for people, right? So this was week number 3. Week number 4 was all about what stops you from losing weight. So it was all about, your unique resistances to losing weight, right? So again, this was a question I asked everybody: what stops you from losing weight? And if I ask you this question right now, you will be able to tell me some things. And the thing is, it's not right or wrong, it's not good or bad, but it is exactly what is your stopping point, right? Like someone will say that I think I'll get too beautiful, and if I get too beautiful, then someone will kill me or murder me or something like that. Somebody else will say that I will become vulnerable and will have too much fun. So it's not that it is right or wrong, or it's not that it's good or bad. It's just that this is your thing. This is the thing that stops you from losing weight. So I'd like you to do this right now. I'd like you to really, without overthinking it, just write down I can't lose weight because, and just write down whatever comes up for you. Okay, write down exactly whatever comes up for you. Okay, and if you feel comfortable, you can share it in the comments, right? and so week number 4 was all devoted to what stops you from losing weight. And I actually included everything that everyone had written in the program, and I created the clearing loop. And again, there was a huge amount of change that occurred for most people. Okay, now this today's conversation is about Shahida says it's in my genes. Yeah, so this is like a really big one. Everyone in my family is overweight, and in my case, I'll say things like everyone in my family is thin, I'm the only one who is overweight, and I don't know where I get it from. Okay, so Sylvia says, I think for me it's lack of love for myself, and I still have to carry extra weight as if I were morbidly attached to it. Now, the thing is that what I would suggest to you is, I can't lose weight because, write down one thing. Then again, I can't lose weight because, then write down something else. I can't lose weight because, right? So at least 10 things you must write down, because it's not just one thing, it's so many multiple things, right? And if you write down 10 things, those are right there, 10 beliefs that are keeping your excess weight in place. Okay, so this whole program was very interesting for me. I had feedback from people. There was one lady, she stopped smoking. She said, I've been a serial smoker for 20 years and I wasn't really trying to stop smoking or anything like that, but I just found that naturally I just gave up smoking, and I realized after 2-3 weeks that I had stopped smoking. So things like that. People lost so many dress sizes. There were before and after photographs, and amazing kind of shift occurred. So this whole conversation today is not really about what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat. It's not about don't eat carbs, or don't eat or go on a keto diet, or go, because there are 10,000 people out there giving you that information. I'm not really talking about any of that. I'm really talking about the energetics of what keeps weight in place. And these are again the 4 things that I have been talking about till now. Number 1, judgment. So the first thing is no judgment of body. Number 2 is food. So all the judgments you have around food and eating, and how much you should eat and how much you shouldn't eat, and what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat, and things like that. If you actually, every time you eat and you actually observe yourself, what you are eating and what you're actually telling yourself about what you eat. So I had created this little audio that people could play while they were eating. So whatever judgments and things like that came up for them as they were eating, those judgments were just getting released as they came up. So that was brilliant. Okay. Number 3 is movement, and forcing your body to move and making movements which are painful for the body, or making movements which are which create discomfort in the body. Okay, and that's what we are told to do. We are told to push, like, my sons, they're like doing these extreme insanity workouts, or some kind of weird thing. Like my son, he's a runner. He runs marathons. So I think a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, he said, "Mom, you have so much stamina. You can walk so much. Why don't you start running?" And I actually started running, and he created this year itself. He created this schedule for me for running, and I was running, and then one day I realized, I said, you know what, Nawaz, I start my run, but I'm waiting for the run to get over. And he looked at me and he said, if you don't really enjoy running, then why are you running? You shouldn't be running if you don't enjoy yourself. And that's what I realized, that I didn't really enjoy running. And so I actually stopped running. But then later I realized that I enjoyed running, but I just didn't enjoy running it for long distances. So like I was okay with running for 1 minute, walking for 1 minute, that kind of a thing. So I started doing that. I started doing something that I enjoyed. But see, this is so insidious, right? Like you start unconsciously pushing your body to do workouts, to do things that your body really doesn't enjoy, And so the week number 3 recording was addressing all that, right? And then of course the last one is why do you think that you're putting on weight? Or I can't lose weight because, and this will get to all the beliefs that you have. And normally what I tell people to do is, I just tell them to not overthink, just write down. Like, one thing really thing is that you should, you can also do this verbally. Like you can do things like, you can say, I can't lose weight because I have a pregnant belly. I can't lose weight because I love carbs too much. I can't lose weight because I love to eat butter on my bread. I can't lose weight because my whole diet is carb based. So like really quickly you just keep saying things, so you're not overthinking it, and your real things which are inside will just kind of come out. And then these are really the key for you. These are the things which are there, which are actually stopping you from losing that extra weight, or releasing that extra weight that you're carrying. Sabina says, I put on more weight when I'm on a strict diet. Exactly, because you're telling your body that you cannot eat, you cannot eat. And the body says, oh, there is a famine, there is not food for me. So let me save this, let me retain this. So, instead of, chucking things out that it normally does, the body will actually hold on to that extra weight in the form of fat or carbohydrates or whatever, So a lot of people will put on weight while they are on a diet. Another very common phenomenon which occurs is that people will go on these diets and things like that. They will lose a bunch of weight, and then they will, end up putting on that same weight or even more later, because what they have done is that they have trained their body to be hungry, and the body goes, oh, this is a famine occurring, and so I need to hold on to this weight, right? So all those conditions. Mariella says endocrinologic problems about thyroid. So, people having issues with the body, like, thyroid issues and things like that, okay? Even those a lot of times have to do with your thoughts, beliefs, and things like that, right? And so if you can start changing your thoughts and beliefs and everything around that, it will totally transform. Like recently one of my friends, she did an NLP training, And even though I have been practicing all this for a really long time, like maybe more than 25 years now, what I have sometimes what happens is that you start saying things like something to do with food. So this food doesn't suit me, or this food affects my body in this way. And then she looked at me and she said, but do you realize that's just a point of view? And I was like, I really wanted to fight with her on that. I wanted to defend my point of view about that, until I said, oh, right, yes, absolutely, this is completely a point of view. And if I make it a belief, then it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So this is again something which is popping out of my subconscious mind or my unconscious mind. And that's the reason why when you sit down to eat, and if you start just noticing the thoughts in your head regarding the food, you will realize that you're not actually eating food, you are actually eating judgments. How many of you can actually relate to this? Like, just think about the last meal that you ate, okay? Just think about the last meal that you ate, and go, oh, I ate this or I ate that, and what were the judgments that were going in your head about that? Okay, so it's everything is to do with the thoughts, feelings, emotions, points of views, beliefs that you have. Okay, and once you buy into those, once you have bought those, then you will defend those. You will create your body from those thoughts, feelings, emotions, points of views that you have. Okay, like even things that you talk about, menopause, and all of that leading to increased weight loss and things like that. These are again points of views that you have. And if you have subscribed to those points of views, if those are beliefs in your system, what happens is that they become self-fulfilling prophecy, and they will actually end up creating exactly what that belief is. That thing you've heard, if you believe that you can, you will, and if you believe that you can't, you won't. This is exactly that. Many times people use food like an emotional compensation for every type of unhappiness, like drugs, alcohol, etc. Absolutely. People, food becomes like a drug of choice for people. People use food to do comfort eating. A lot of time people eat food, when they are going through a huge change. So like energetically, if you look at it, when you go through a huge change, what has actually occurred is that you have released a lot of the mental weight that you have, right? So what I mean by mental weight is, I mean emotional baggage. So maybe people have traumas, they have emotional baggage, they have things like that, right? And so when you do any kind of healing work, what happens is that you start deleting all that from your system. So when that thing gets deleted, what occurs is space. And space, in a lot of times, it can feel like emptiness. And so what happens is that most people, they want to fill up that emptiness. Okay, and so what they do is they start eating food so that they can experience that fullness which used to be there due to all the mental weight that they were carrying. So, if you notice when you're going through these times of big change, like, maybe I've noticed this for myself. This is one of my things as well. So, if I am, if I'm facilitating a workshop or I'm facilitating some calls and things like that, and things have gotten really intense in that, and we've ended up releasing a bunch of stuff, I will just want to, stuff myself with food because I want to, have that feeling of fullness. One should not even mention what they do not want, because this is what they will obtain. So Sylvia, it's kind of a bit, that's a little bit of a gray area. Okay, so for example, if you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you go, you want to tell yourself that, I have a slim and trim and healthy body, but at the back of your mind is going, but you're fat and obese and you've got this big tummy, and you've got these flabby arms and these thunder thighs and whatever. So this is a little voice which is going on at the back of your mind. So on the conscious level, you may be saying what you do want, but at an unconscious and a subconscious level, you have these little voices going on in your head. And guess what creates your body? It's not your conscious thing. It's actually these subconscious voices which are creating. And that's why, that question that that little exercise I had you do was, I can't lose weight, because you are actually addressing those little voices in your head. Because when you really quickly you write down things, you're able to write down those little voices in your head. And now when you have identified that these are my subconscious beliefs or these are my unconscious beliefs, then you can use whatever tools that you have at your disposal to actually release those beliefs. So for me, when I created that program, I used to use a technique called as resistance releases. Now I don't use that anymore. Now I use energetic releases, right? So basically I just say whatever the statement is, and the statement can really be something like, a judgment about my body. So, and in fact, it is recommended that you actually verbalize whatever negative thought, feeling, emotion that you have. And you say that, and then, I do the energetic release on that. And what happens is that the charge around it goes away, and that belief is no longer true for you. And then suddenly you will listen to it and you just can't connect with it anymore. Okay, so in the work that I do, this is the way I look at things. I don't necessarily look at what you want, because looking at what you want, you will actually bypass the treasure of your negative thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs, because all of that is the gold. Really, according to me, that is the gold. If you can identify your thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs, points of views that you have, and then you release all of those, that's when the greatest amount of change can occur in your life. Yeah, so let's see. If you guys want to share some of your things of why you think you can't lose weight, I can probably do some energetic releases for you guys. So let me see if I can find, okay. So, someone says, I can't lose weight because of fatty liver and diabetes too. So let's release on all that. So the energetic release that I do, it's silent. In the silence, I'm doing the release for those of you who are catching me for the first time today, okay? So all the fatty liver and diabetes too that is causing you to hold on to your weight, let's release on that. And feel free to write down whatever else that is coming up for you. Okay. All the problems in your endocrine glands and thyroid that stop you from losing weight, let's release on that. Okay, and then I put on more weight when I'm on a strict diet. So let's release on that as well. So all the thyroid that causes you to hold on to weight, let's release on that. All the lack of love for yourself, and okay, I'm just going to read it in the first person. The lack of love for myself, and I still have to carry extra weight as if I were morbidly attached to it. So let's release on that. Then the next one is it's in my genes. So let's release on that. So another one is, of course, we have to limit the use of carbohydrates, simple and complex. So let's release on that. Okay, so, oh, I lost it. Okay. Any disorders about bacteria, intestinal flora can make our weight grow up. Okay, hold on. So, all right. So all the point of view you have about bacteria and intestinal flora that can make your weight increase, let's release on that. I can't lose weight because I'm lazy. Let's release on that. This one is interesting. I can't lose weight because I feel I will be successful and have fun. So you want to avoid being successful and have fun? Okay, so let's release on that. I can't lose weight because I'm aging. So let's release on that as well. So for those who joined new, we are just doing energetic releases on points of views about why you can't lose weight. So I invite you to just answer this question. You can post it in the comments and I will do energetic releases on that. I can't lose weight because, and just write down whatever comes up for you. So I can't lose weight because of PCOS. So let's release on that. Weight is a sign of prosperity. Oh my god, I love that one, Shahida. Let's release on that. Weight is a sign of prosperity. Mariella, I think I've handled all the three things that you wrote over here. Carrying other people's opinion that you are fat. Okay, so everywhere you are carrying other people's opinion that you are fat, and I know, you know, how strong that this one can be. Let's release on that. Hi Noor, good to have you live. Then scared of weighing heavier than siblings. So let's release on that. Pregnancy weight is difficult to lose. Let's release on that. Because you have no control over the body, you can't create change through thoughts. So let's release on that. I can't lose weight because I have BP, thyroid, and inflammation in my body. So let's release on that. Okay, everything that doesn't everything within you and outside of you that doesn't allow you to eat guilt free, let's release on that. Okay, so Mariela says 5 pregnancies, the last one 13 years ago. Okay, so all the um, everywhere you believe that the 5 pregnancies are causing you to hold on to your weight, let's release on that. Aging causes weight gain, so let's release on that. So I can't lose weight because only science can do something. That's also a good point of view to have. So let's release on that. Hi Helen, good to have you live. The other one is I can't lose weight because of the entities that I'm carrying. So let's release on that. So comparing past weight record with current weight, that's very saddening. So everywhere you are judging your body's current weight as compared to your past weight, let's release on that. Can't find clothes in my size, let's release on that. So I can't lose weight because I'm mimicking other people's metabolism or opinions or body weight. So let's release on that as well. I I look desirable and beautiful if I lose weight, and people will lust. So this is like a really big one for a lot of people because they use the weight to make themselves ugly or to protect themselves or things like that, because they don't want to be beautiful and desirable, because they don't want to be lusted after. So let's do an energetic release on that. I look desirable and beautiful if I lose weight, and people will lust. So I quit smoking and put on weight. So let's release on that as well. I want to get rid of comments like bodybuilder. So if you, to avoid comments like bodybuilder, let's release on that. I can't lose weight because of the sedentary lifestyle. Mariella, I don't understand what you're asking, dear. So can you say it in a different way, please? I can't lose weight because I'm not doing sport or diet. Let's release on that. Okay, so now I'm still going to look at, you know, some of the causes that you've written. I'll address that, but before that I actually wanted to ask you guys a question. So what are some of the topics that you would like me to talk about? So, you know, I would love to have your suggestions on topics. For next week I was thinking about success in business. So if that is something you would like to have, just say success in business, but also give me some suggestions for topics, because I just, you know, cannot think of something right now. Okay. I will have to change my whole wardrobe if I lose weight. So let's release on that. Losing weight will cause the skin to sag, so let's release on that. I cannot lose weight because my ex-husband wanted me to be fat. So let's release on that. Wow guys, thank you so much for all the topic suggestions. Keep them coming, you know, whatever you can think of at any point, just go and let me know those topics, or if you find me anywhere else on Facebook, you can just message me or whatever. I would love to have more topics so that I know what to talk about. It's just I'm lazy, I think. I don't want to search for topics on my own. So you guys can help me with that and help me get some topics. How to create to the people who can create a business with you. Yeah, I think I can talk about this in the business thing that I'm doing next week. So weight loss is negative. Loss is negative. That's a good one. So let's release on that. Loss is negative. So I think the key is diet plus medicines plus gym. So let's release on that as well. So I think that was it for today. Thank you everyone who came live. Thank you to everyone who's going to watch the replay. I will see you guys next week, and next week I think my topic is success in business or business success, whatever that may be. So I will see you next week, and till then, don't have too much fun. I mean, just be very, very serious. That's really good for you. Just kidding. Have fun. Have an amazing life, and please keep the topics coming. So if you can think of any topic that you want me to talk about, just let me know in the comments. Thank you so much everyone, and I will see you next week. Bye.